Hi, Tim from Fair Play Now, and it's the 5th of February 2021, and today, continuing on my kind of exploration of psychology, I'd like to talk about paradigm shifts. Now, what is a paradigm shift? I'm just looking quickly at Wikipedia here. A paradigm shift, a concept identified by American physicist and philosopher Thomas Kuhn, is a fundamental change in the basic concepts and experimental practices of a scientific discipline. Even though Kuhn restricted the use of the term to the natural sciences, the concept of a paradigm shift has also been used in numerous non-scientific contexts to describe a profound change in a fundamental model or perception of events. So what that's saying is the term was originally invented for the sciences, so if they made some big discovery or whatever and found that, in a particular sort of field of science, the current theories were not really any longer valid, they would then be forced to change their kind of narrative as far as that particular thing was concerned. So that is a paradigm shift, but the way I've always thought of it is more of a psychological thing, where it's a challenge to your fundamental beliefs. And basically, we've all got a belief system, and they're all different for everybody. And yours might be, I don't know, left-wing politics and religion. Other people's might be religion and, I don't know, sort of anarchy or whatever. And there's many different belief systems. It might just be sort of belief in law and order, hard work, family, which is probably the case for the majority of people in this country. So that is your overall beliefs, how you think everything in the world should be and how it ought to be, and perhaps how it is if you're reasonably happy with things. And that is held up by paradigms, which is kind of central core beliefs which hold up the whole thing. So I like to compare it really with the Acropolis there in Athens. The roof of the structure is your belief system, and then each pillar is a particular fundamental belief that holds the whole thing up. So they're your paradigms. Now, a paradigm shift is if something were to happen that kind of absolutely shakes one of those, or more than one sometimes, of those core beliefs or paradigms. In a particular example, the one that was kind of explained to me when I first heard the term paradigm shift many years ago, would be if you were to walk into a room and you just saw a guy floating in midair, literally just floating there. Now, once you'd sort of satisfied yourself there was no wires or any other kind of means of support or trickery going on, you'd then be forced to question your whole belief in gravity, everything that you're taught about gravity and the laws of physics generally would be up for a change. You'd be forced to change your beliefs on them, which would then kind of change your overall belief system at least a little bit, or maybe a lot. Now, there's a lot of people who will fight against a paradigm shift with pretty much every single fibre of their being. They will just flat out kind of refuse to believe even what they've seen, even if all the facts are there, everything's been sort of clearly presented. they'll refuse to believe it. Going back to our man floating in the middle of the room defying gravity, they'd be the people who would just literally take one look at it and then just run out of the room. And even people who sort of took a closer look to see if there's any wires and then perhaps left the room, they would just go away and then just start, maybe even through talking to other people who'd perhaps tell them things like, oh no, you're just seeing things, are you sure you hadn't been drinking, etc. And eventually your mind would sort of change to sort of thinking, oh well, I don't think I had any sort of beers, but maybe I had one, or was it two? Maybe I had a couple of beers before going into that room. And then eventually they'll kind of just more or less erase it out of the whole experience, out of their sort of memory banks, and then just carry on as they were before. And if you're another type of person, and it's probably the type of person I am, so I'm probably more the type of person who, if I kind of experience something that might become a paradigm shift, I'm willing to, after perhaps looking into things a bit more deeply, willing to accept the paradigm shift and change my beliefs to fit in with the new facts as I see them and as they're kind of presented to me. So that really explains what a paradigm shift is and how some people can totally reject them and other people can accept them. And I'd just like to sort of now really equate everything to what's been happening in the last year, because I'm pretty sure that we've all experienced at least one paradigm shift, if not several, and I'm pretty sure I've experienced at least 4 or 5 of them over the last year. Everything from not being able to sort of believe anything the mainstream media and the government says. I know I was already on that track as far as that was concerned anyway, but I now really know that you can't believe pretty much anything they say, which has been a bit of a paradigm shift. And there's been quite a lot of others as well. And there's also been what I'd call more sort of positive paradigm shifts as well, and which I may well discuss in sort of future videos. But I'm just interested to see what your paradigm shifts have been over the last year. I'm sure there've been quite a few of them. Like me, you've had quite a few of them. So I'd be interested to see what they are in the comments below. And I'm going to discuss one particular paradigm shift I had just literally a couple of weeks ago. Something that I thought was, until that point, a really crazy concept. And thanks to something I saw, is now much more credible in my mind. Still not totally sure whether it would be something that would actually work, but it's at least more credible in my mind. And I think you open yourself to paradigm shifts if you just open your mind a little bit and just accept what you might initially think are crazy ideas, and just hear the people who are proposing those ideas, hear them out, hear what they're sort of saying, hear their arguments, hear the facts that they're presenting, and at that point just kind of accept or reject what they're saying, because that we've all got to kind of just accept the facts where presented, be kind of judge and jury as to whether you sort of think they're credible or not. And you might have to sort of go and do a bit of digging, a bit of research to see if they are credible, and if they are, then just accept the paradigm shift. But anyway, I'm going to discuss this particular paradigm shift in the next video, but I'll leave it there for now. So it's Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.